Also last week, the Kraken making some off-season moves here, signing Vince Dunn, who you're very familiar with your time and his time in St. Louis, as well as Marcus Johansson. You can see the cap hit, $4 million for Dunn over 2 years, and the cap hit for Johansson, 1.5 over 1. Let's start with Vince Dunn. What kind of fit is he up there for Ron Francis and the Kraken?
Well, excellent fit because, I mean, they've got some hulking monsters, seriously, that are going to defend their net and in the D zone. And so you need defensemen that are quick on their feet and can escape and can move the puck up the ice. The one thing I found in that time that Vince Dunn was drafted and played in the American Hockey League and came up to the NHL and, you know, fought for ice time, always wanted to be more of that top four, was always pushing and always wanting more minutes. And, you know, last year he did end up getting more minutes because of some of the injuries that happened on the back end and because Colton Parayko was really banged up during the year. But he's averaged 18.5 minutes per season. He had scored 12 goals at one point. He scored 9 goals, 10 goals. I mean, and he moves the puck very good. So I think they're going to be excited about Vince Dunn. I think there's some of his play when he gets that puck and he can just go. Especially what I found. I found that when he was almost like Doug Flutie, when the Blues were behind, Craig Berube would often have him with a Pietrangelo or whether a Colton Parayko or Justin Falk and say go. Like, get up the ice.
Hail Mary,
and
baby.
His instincts in those situations are very, very good and sometimes electrifying.
Yeah, it seems like a guy who just needs a fit or a chance to prove himself. And much like we saw with a lot of those guys their first year in Vegas, and we know what kind of magical run they had.
A lot of good defensemen in St. Louis.
Exactly.
That he just couldn't break the barrier.
No, you
just couldn't get by it.
Right, exactly. When a roster like St. Louis is so deep like that on the back end. Do you have a feel for what we might see in Seattle this year? I know everybody out there wants to get. Oh my
Great
gosh.
jerseys.
Look at everything. Everything from an artistic off-ice perspective has been second to none. But on the ice, what kind of team are we going to see? And everybody wants to base it off what we saw first year in Vegas.
No, not. I think it's just a different circumstance and a different group of players. You know, Vegas hit a home run with a lot of elite players, like Shea Theodores and the Alex Tucks and the Riley Smiths,
40 goals.
Marcia So. David Perron was there in that first year. This is different, but this is going to be a real defending group, a hard group to play against. I think if you can somehow get to the net on the Seattle Kraken, you've done a really, really good job. I think already I'm looking at their D going 7 games against that would be awfully difficult. So I think it's going to be a tenacious, aggressive, feisty group up front and a real old-school big boys in the backside.
All right, looking forward to it. The 32nd team in the NHL, the Seattle Kraken, dropping the puck coming up in October. When we come...